So as mentioned previously, because of course I forgot to turn the recording on until right now, but we went in the last lecture, I mistakenly told you to create a new Kotlin class that was called create to do activity. Remove that class. Rather, go in, right mouse click, choose add, choose new empty activity, and add a new empty activity called create to do activity. In that create to do activity, you'll have to put in 3 components in your .xml file. You will put in an edit text. Underneath that edit text, you will put in a checkbox, and underneath that checkbox, you will put in a button. The checkbox is called checkbox important. The button is called save button. And the edit text, I think, was called like edit text title or text view title or whatever it was. So we went in here then, and you can see all of it. This is going to be the title. So this right here is this. That should make sense to you, right? Title, edit text, important checkbox, save button. All right, so that's that. And then when we get back to here, this says basically, oops, good golly. This is saying if the checkbox is checked, we want to put 3 exclamation points before the title to show that it's important. If you don't like that, all right, what the guy here did in the program was he went out and he did his on a Mac, so he brought in an emoji to show that it was important. You can do that. If you don't like that, you can make the text for an important thing bold, or you can make it bigger, or you can do just what I did. It really doesn't matter. But I'm trying to denote here that this is an important message. Otherwise, we just add this. All right. Then I just told you to put in these 5 lines here. Okay. The first line gets our existing shared preferences. All right. You probably got a mistake, an error right here because you don't have something called shared pref name, and you don't have something here called to-do strings. We're going to fix those in about 2 minutes. All right. But notice here we're doing a get, and here we're doing a put. All right. When we do the get, basically, for lack of better words, what we're doing in here is we're saying, hey, we want to get our list of shared preferences. And we have to let the system know where that lives, which you'll see in a minute. And we want it to know that its mode is private. The mode private like that means we are not going to allow this information to be shared with any other app. That currently today is the default, but you should always put it in there anyway. All right. Then in this next line, this line here, that line, what we're doing is we're grabbing now our current to-do list. We're grabbing it. All right. And that's that list of strings. So that is everything that is going to end up being in here eventually. That's everything that's going to end up being in there eventually. All right. And of course, I brought the wrong one up. There it is. All right. And then notice it says here, to mutable set, which means we not only want to bring that up, but we want the ability to add to it. What does that mean? This is the one that we just created. So we want to add that. All right. In other words, what we're saying is grab whatever we put in here and add it to our to-do list, which is going to be in there. All right. And we're telling it to do the add. And then we have to, when you work with shared preferences, you have to open up an editor. All right. And when you put things, you can put an int, You can put a float or a double or a string. Notice we have a string set that we are putting in there. We are putting in a string set because if we just said string, we would be adding our new to-do list string. We would be adding our new one, but we wouldn't have the other ones. String set is going to hold all of the existing to-do list items plus the one that we're putting in right here. And to make sure this takes hold, you do a dot apply at the end. And when we're all finished, we put a finish in here, no pun intended, but you know what finish does. Boom, that's going to get us back again after we go and add this to our to-do list. All right, it's going to go and it's going to go back to the to-do list. Now, like I said, you very well could have gotten an error here. You could have gotten an error here. So let's fix those errors. Open up your strings.xml file, please. Open up your strings.xml file. And add these 3 lines. Before you do that, see this line right here? That's not what yours is. That's got to represent what your package is that's at the top of every file. So if mine was edu.rankin.jpscott, etc. So that everything in blue, that is your package name, not the word package. But if you look up here, I grab another one of these Kotlin files, that's this. And then put dot shared prefs on the end. Nothing special about this name, but it's being used for shared preferences. So it makes sense. This is going to hold our list of to-do list strings, so we call it to-do strings. All right. This one I don't even remember. I may have accidentally even added that one. I don't remember if we need that one or not. But ideally, after you do this and you go back to your create to-do list activity.kotlin file.kt, those errors that you had in there should be fixed. So the idea is when you run the program, the functionality that we have in the program right now would say, all right, we come in here, we run this program. We run it, it'll have a to-do list in it. When we click the plus sign now, what should happen is we should go to this right here. We can put something in here, check whether or not it's important, click save, which should get us back to here. All right. So let's then continue on. There's one more activity that we have to make, just so you know. And I'm doing this a little bit out of order, but we might as well make that other activity right now. What we want to do is once we have a list of activities right here, once this is a list of activities, we want to be able to click on an individual activity, have it go to another activity that has on it just only has on it a text view and a button, nothing else. And that's going to say, basically, it's going to have the name of whatever activity we check on here. That'll be in the text view, and the button, if you click it, it'll remove that one activity. So if you want to remove them one at a time, you can do that. So what I would like you to do is to come in and, as we did before, right mouse click on here, choose new, now go to activity and go to empty activity as we did before. So right mouse click on the package name. All right. Go to new activity, empty activity, just the same way we did it before. All right. And when that comes up, we're going to create one more activity that's going to be called complete. Oops. Complete to do activity. Again, yours won't have a to there. Mine does because I've already created it. So complete to do activity. Yes, we want to generate a layout file. Yes, we want it in Kotlin. Once you have all that, again, I'm going to cancel because I already have this. All right. I would like you to click finish, and that will create our third activity. In that activity, some code in there, but even more than that, I want to bring up the activity complete activity. So you can see how simple it is. Right there is a text view. Call it whatever you want. You can throw some text in there or you can leave it blank. And then down at the bottom someplace, put a button. And that button is going to be called complete button. All right. And this is just to do text view. The idea again is once you have your entire list, your recycler view that's full of to-do list items, you can click on any one item that will bring this up. Whatever item you clicked on will show right here. When you click complete, what's it going to do? It's going to A, remove that item from your to-do list, and B, get you back to your main page. All right, so let's look at the code that's in the complete to-do activity. Again, not much, less than 30 lines, and some of it is going to be copied from what you had before. That's going to be copied. All right, so what do we have here? You've already got all of this code. So I'm going to move up because you should already see that stuff in yours. Under your set content view, this is the code you have to put in. Let me make it a little bigger. We're going to make it intent. I'm sorry, we're going to grab that. We already made, we'll make the intent in a minute. But we're going to say with that intent, we want to grab the title. That's what we had previously chosen. All right. So val to do, that's going to hold that title. All right. Then the text that's in the text, that the to do is going to be in the text view. And we do the same thing we did before. That has not been, that's the same stuff you did previously. See that? The same exact stuff. But now you're telling it to remove that to do. And after you've removed that to do, bring back the rest of your to-do list that does now not have that one we just chose, and finish. So I'll give you a second to type that in. So you should now have finished the complete to-do activity, the create to-do activity, the those two Kotlin files, the activity complete to do XML file, the activity create to do Kotlin XML file. All right. So we have two things we have to concentrate on yet. The changes we have to make to the main activity, and we have to add an adapter. All right. Before we add the adapter, all right, I'm going to give you a second. I'd like you to right mouse click here on layout. Right mouse click on layout, choose new, go to resource file. You've seen this before. You've done this before. And I think this is called to do row. And this is a linear layout. All right, to do row and linear layout. We right mouse clicked on our layout. We chose new. Second from the top is layout resource file. We wanted a new layout resource file that's named to do row, and it's a linear layout. All right. After you've done that, again, I'm going to cancel because I already have it. This is the to do row file right here. All right. And what's in there? Let me. Not much. So this is the to do row. You can take a look at it. One thing you'll want to do is you will want to change the text color. By default, when you create this stuff, it's in kind of a weird gray color. By making it black, you'll be able to see it much easier. Plus, I bumped up the size a little bit, so it was easier to see as well. All right, I've got my 10-minute warning. I've now got 7 more minutes. So before we go in and write the to-do adapter, all right, in about 5 minutes, okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to catch back up. And is there anybody who needs anything shown again on screen? Maybe this seems like a horse's ass way of doing it. I don't know. But you know what? I've actually even been watching online on some of these videos on how to teach when you're teaching in this environment online. And pardon my French, but most of the people doing them are full of crap because there's a lot more junk out there, and a lot of them are geared towards little kids, you know, teaching real little kids as opposed to teaching adults. So when we come back from the break, then we now have this activity done, this activity done, this activity done, this activity done, and this activity done. What you can do is you can right mouse click, and now I do want you to do this. You can right mouse click, go to new, go to Kotlin file class, right mouse click on the name of your package, go to new, go to Kotlin file class, make sure you choose class and not file, and in here write to do adapter. To do adapter. Then hit enter. Again, I'm not going to. I already have the to do adapter. It's not real long, but it's the most typing that you'll have to do in here. So I'm going to take a break literally in about 2 minutes. I'll leave this up there. All right. I'm going to take a break in about 2 minutes. All I want to do is regenerate the new URL, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you this. And in fact, I don't know if we've had a regular break yet, so this seems like it would be a good time to have one. So it is just about 1:50. So at 2:05, I will come back, and when I do, I will have the to-do adapter. You can see it's less than 50 lines, all right? But the actual code itself, there's about 35 or 40 lines. We'll do that. Then we will have to make a few additions to our main activity file. And in an ideal world, the program will run. And if it doesn't, I'll stick around so if people have questions, you'll be able to ask. So please drop off, come back again at 2:05. Thank you.